we are going to start. The first step is to go to the link, thebloggerunion.com/WordPress. So if you can all open a new window and go to thebloggerunion.com/WordPress and maybe just send me a little note on the chat saying, I'm there, I'm ready. Because it's gonna, that page that I built for us has a bunch of resources that we can just click from there and get started there. So we're here at this resource page that I created for you guys. And I sent you an email with the homework, which was going to help you to figure out your domain. And I'm just going to quickly run through it really fast for those of you who did not receive this beforehand. So we want to figure out the domain for our website, and the domain is the web address for your website. For example, my domain for my website is coralgableslove.com. So you want to figure out which one you want for your website. So a few things to keep in mind are that you want something that's easy to pronounce, read, and write. If it's a mouthful, if you're using a word that can be written two different ways, you want to stay away from that so that you don't lose people typing your domain into the web browser. You also want to stay away from numbers and hyphens. The easier, the more simple your domain, the better. Okay, another thing to keep in mind is that there's a bunch of endings to domains now. So you can end your domain in .com, .net, .us, .miami, .club, a bunch of stuff. But people automatically enter .com to whenever they're typing a URL into the web browser. So you want to find something that has a .com available, but if you're super set on something and the .com is not available, they usually have the other options available for you, and they'll tell you what's available. And then finally, something that you want to keep in mind is websites run on SEO. Most of the traffic you're going to be seeing is going to be coming from search engines like Google. So you want to be search engine friendly, and search engines like to use the words in your domain to figure out what your website is about. So this is something that you can do. It's optional. It'll help your search engine optimization. But for example, if you are an artist that is called Yellow Pepper and you paint, your website has nothing to do with yellow peppers, you can go ahead and get the domain yellowpepper.com. So it's only something that's optional if something that you want to keep in mind. It's an additional brownie points that you get with the search engines like Google. So now that you have all of those things in mind, try to come up with a domain that follows those rules. Okay. So that was the #1 sheet. That hopefully you guys all completed that before we started here today. But if not, I'm gonna be talking about a couple of things that you can still have a little bit of time to think about your domain. The next sheet, if you keep scrolling down on that website, I just wanna make sure everyone was able to see that website. Please say the link again. Okay, you got it. The link for that has all the resources is bloggerunion.com/WordPress. If Valerie, were you able to get that link? Okay, perfect. Okay, so the second sheet I want you guys to download is the cheat sheet, the website cheat sheet, because the #1 problem I see with website owners is that they forget how to log into their website. They forget the username and the password for their hosting company. So this sheet is really simple, and it's just a little sheet that I put together for you guys so that you can write your login information and how to access your website. And so I recommend filling it out and emailing it to yourself and keeping it in some place safe so that you can pull it up next time you have to log into your website and you don't remember. Okay. Okay. Alrighty, so now that you have these worksheets, and now that you know your domain and you have this cheat sheet that you're going to fill out as we go, we're going to get started. And we're going to start by buying our hosting. So if you scroll down and you see links to follow along webinar, there's a yellow link that says click here to begin Hostgator hosting. And this is how we're going to build our website, and this is how we're going to get our free domain. Now, so just to tell you a little bit about what we're doing here so that you're like, whoa, what's hosting? So let me tell you a little bit about what is a domain and what is hosting. So think about your website as a house. Your domain, the URL that we just figured out what it's going to be, mine is coralgableslove.com, is your house address. That's what you tell people when you're trying to tell them to come over to your house. You give them your address. It's the same thing for your website. Now the hosting is where your house is made out of bricks. So the hosting is where you're going to keep all your stuff for your website. And all your stuff are actually files and images. So that is why we need hosting. So we are going to purchase the hosting and through hostgator.com, because Hostgator offers a free domain. They have a great promotion going on right now, which is 60% off. So it's super affordable hosting. One of the most affordable hostings. They offer great service. They have great customer service. And they also offer free SSL, which makes your domain secure. And if you go to a website and you go to the URL bar, you'll see a little lock up there. And that means that your website is secure. And that gives people more confidence visiting your website, because if you don't have that little lock, some browsers tell them, oh, this website is not secure, be careful. So you avoid that. And secondly, back to that SEO. Google and search engines will give you extra brownie points, SEO juice, if your website is secure. So, yes, we have a question?
Somebody is asking, is WordPress not a hosting site too?
Okay, so when people talk about WordPress, it's a little confusing because there's two versions of WordPress. There's WordPress.org, which is the one we're going to do, which is the one that you build yourself and that you own it yourself. And then there's WordPress.com, which you don't really own, and it is kind of a hosting, but the problem is that it's not completely a regular hosting. They put some limitations on you, like you can't put ads on your website, or the analytics are a little more difficult to keep track of. You can't put any plugin in the world that you desire. You can't put any theme in the world that you desire. So yes, in short, WordPress does offer hosting, but we are going to use Hostgator so that we can actually own the entire website without having to follow WordPress.com rules. Okay. So Brandy Lee says, it's not working, it's bringing me to the registration page. Okay, so if you're not able to go to that, to the Blogger Union /WordPress, I'm gonna type the link here in the chat. You can click directly in that link. And full disclosure, we do get commissions from Hostgator. So I know this is a free webinar, and if you would like to support us and click in that link so that we can get a commission, you're welcome. Please click through. And Jenny, no worry, we'll be here when you come back. Okay, moving on. Let's get our hosting purchased. All right, so you guys clicked here on Hostgator. And the #1 problem that people have when trying to purchase their own hosting is that there are too many options. And so they try to buy hosting and they're trying to check out, and the number becomes outrageous. And you're like, I'm not gonna spend that much money. So I'm going to show you how to get it for about 50 bucks for a year. So click on that orange button that says Get Started. And it's going to take you to the different plans. And we want the cheapy plan of $275 a month. It's called the Hatchling plan, and it has everything that we need. We do not need to pay more. We're getting started. It has that SSL certificate I was talking about, and they're giving us the domain for free, which usually costs between $12 to $17. So this is a great deal that they have right now. So you guys picked a good time to start your website. All right, so we're gonna click Buy Now. And let me check to see if the questions. Do we need to be doing this on the computer in Zoom, or can we use Hostgator while on the phone? You can purchase Hostgator, I believe, through your phone if you want to, but we're gonna be building a website and you're gonna have to do that through the computer. You can buy the hosting through your phone, but to build a website, I recommend being on a full computer.
Ginger has a good question, that she already has her site on WordPress.
So if you already have your WordPress site, well, you can listen to us on your phone, Valerie. You can listen to the call on your phone and then just open a new browser and click and type in thebloggerunion.com/WordPress, and you can start on your browser from there. Just click on Start Hosting. And thank you, Nick. That's great. You can use tabs. Okay, so if you already have, well, Ginger, if you already have a WordPress website, you want to start another website? Not sure. Okay. All right. So let's continue purchasing our hosting. Alrighty. So we want to register a new domain. So I am going to the domain that I want to buy right now is tbusupplies.com. So I put .com here in this dropdown, and it's free, it's available, it's free for 1 year. And then it tells you all of these other versions of that domain that are available. And we do not want to buy any more of those domains. We just need the one domain. So you scroll down. And here's the first tricky option that we don't want to purchase. It's here, add domain privacy. We do not want domain privacy. And then we're gonna choose the hosting plan. So what I usually recommend is purchasing 12 months of hosting. So 12 months of hosting is, if you're not sure what's going to happen with your website for a year, but if you already know that this website is going to last you 3 years and you're not going to change your domain, and it's going to, if you're 100% sure, then I would recommend going for the 36 months, the 3 years, because this is very affordable hosting that they're offering you right now. So I would recommend anywhere from 12 to 24 to 36, depending on what budget you have. If you're just trying to do it the most affordable way, then I would click 12 months. Okay. Yeah, Ginger, if you want to, you can just follow along on your site on WordPress once we get there. Okay. So I'm getting a lot of questions of people who already started their process, they got their domain and stuff like that. I recommend you just come up with another domain that is similar, or another domain that you like, because it's just going to be easier to start from scratch than trying to troubleshoot where you are in the process.
Also remind them that, so you don't be pressured to find a domain right this minute, that the video will be available.
Right. And so if you are not sure about your domain right now, we're going to make this video available to you afterwards in our YouTube channel, and you can go back and follow along with your domain. Meredith asks, my domain name can be easily misspelled. How do I buy a domain that when typed in correctly will lead to the correct page? Yes, you're correct. You have to buy the misspelled domain, and you have to buy the regular domain. So, so you go ahead and right now you can purchase one of the two domain, and then it'll let you, I can show you how to forward that domain in this workshop if we have enough time. All right. Okay. So here you want to put the username that you're going to use to log in into Hostgator, and you're going to pick a PIN, a 4-digit PIN, I believe. It has to be at least 4 characters long. So when you call Hostgator for customer service, they're going to ask you for that PIN. So make sure you write down this PIN in that worksheet that we just downloaded. So, and then you're going to enter your billing information. And I'm just going to show you this. We're going to skip to section 4 so that I don't show you my credit card information. and I can tell you what we're going to do here, and then we can all fill out the billing information in peace and continue. But if you go to additional services, we don't want any additional services. So here they're charging you $1.99 a month for site lock. We don't want that. Here they're charging you $2 for backups. We don't want that. So if you did the 12 months, like I told you, your amount should be $50. And this is, if you see, it would have been way more expensive with all the bells and whistles, but you don't need any of that. You just need to pay the $50, and that'll be your domain and your hosting for 1 year. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can fill out the billing information. While I do that, everyone feel free to fill out this page, and let me know if you have any questions. All righty. So here, do we have any questions that we have to answer?
Yes, YouTube.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna give you the. Okay, tell us.
Oh no, somebody's asking if we have a YouTube channel. Is it through Dapper Animals?
No, if you go to YouTube and you search for the Blogger Union, you'll find the Blogger Union YouTube channel.
Here. Yeah. Somebody's saying that their total is $66.97.
So make sure $66.97. That sounds like you did not. You forgot to uncheck the domain privacy section. Did they? So there's a little checkbox at the end of the section 1 that says add domain privacy. Make sure that is unchecked. Any other questions we have going on? You can't see my screen right now, right? Because I'm about to put my info.
No.
Okay. Okay, so we're good. We don't have any additional questions right now. Everyone is able to fill out their billing information.
You uncheck the privacy button.
Okay, so Let me share my screen. Okay, so Koromoto. Okay, so can you see my screen, Koromoto? Here is the first section. You added your domain, right? And then you scroll to the bottom of that section. There's right here, it says domain privacy protection, and it is automatically checked. You want to uncheck that. That's great. You got a great deal. Okay. Okay. So was Koromoto able to find the privacy and uncheck it? Someone else is asking what billing cycle? 12 months. I suggest the 12-month billing cycle. Okay, perfect. Alrighty, so I'm gonna unshare my screen and check out so I can catch up with you guys. Alrighty. I'm not sharing my screen, right? Okay.
No.
All right. Okay, so we're ready to go. The total is 4740. Oh, you're right. The number went down. Okay. So we're going to scroll down and we're going to check that you have read and agreed to the Hostgator's terms of service. And once you check that little box, the checkout now button should allow you to click it. It becomes highlighted and you can click it. Okay, so everyone is checking out. You have to verify some images. I always get stuck with those because I overthink them. So, okay, perfect. So if you guys, once you click, you checked out, if you can let me know if you are able to get through, and they say that they're setting up your account. Okay, perfect. You guys are getting set. Okay, so Hostgator is going to be sending you an email with all the account information. So keep an eye on your email for an email from Hostgator with that information. Fashionably Fit. Hi, welcome. Did you just join us right now? Okay, you're actually not that far behind. If you can click on this link I'm about to give you. Yes, this replay will be available on YouTube. It might take us a couple of days to get there. Jordan, anyone who just arrived, click on this link, partners.hostgator.com, to purchase your hosting. Okay, perfect. Everyone else, are you in your, did you make it through the hosting purchasing? Yes. GoDaddy is Meredith is asking, is there a difference between GoDaddy and Hostgator? And I recommend GoDaddy for buying your domain only, but they are notorious for not having very good service for hosting. So, but they both offer the same service. You can buy your domain and your hosting on both of those companies, GoDaddy and Hostgator, but I recommend Hostgator hosting over GoDaddy. Mine has taken a while to finish setting up. Is that normal? Yes, they have to set up some stuff on their servers for us, so it takes a minute. So we're gonna let it keep thinking for a minute. If you, Peter, he's asking, what does the I already own this domain option do? It links your domain to this hosting account, but unfortunately I'm not gonna follow the steps to link those two in this tutorial. So you're gonna have to research a tutorial on linking those two outside of this workshop. Okay, so once your account is getting set up, Hostgator asks you for a survey, to fill out a survey. You can click skip. Just scroll down and click skip. All right, and then once you skip the survey, then we are ready to start our WordPress site. So your screen should look like this. So if you guys can please tell me in the chat when you guys get to this point. While we wait for everyone's accounts to get set up and everything, I'm just gonna walk the people who just arrived how to purchase their hosting properly. Okay, Isabella's there, Bobby's there, Maria is there. Okay, wonderful. Noelle is there, lovely. Okay, so do any of the newcomers need help purchasing their hosting? Maylin is there, wonderful. All right, okay, so we're all there. If you arrived late and you need to buy your hosting, so we're gonna share the link for buying the hosting on the chat again. And if Vintage Unicorn, Andrea, will be helping you via the chat with what options you're supposed to select so that you can check out properly. Your total amount should be about $50 for 1 year of hosting. Okay, all righty. So, all right, the rest of us, let's click on that blue button that says get started. All right. So everyone clicked on the button that says get started. And we are going to now click on a button that says install now. So everyone click install now. And let me know when everyone is at the install screen, please, via chat. Make sure everyone's on the same page. Isabel is there, Maria is there. Wonderful. We had about, okay, yep, Noel is there, wonderful. Maylin is there. Bobby is there. Okay, wonderful. All right, so we're looking at the screen here. So we are gonna leave the version that's there. We're gonna install version 5.4. And when it says choose installation URL, that's fine. You're just gonna leave that blank. because we want it to install at the root. You guys don't need to know about that, never mind. Okay, so here we're going to, in site settings, we're gonna pick the site name for your website. So my domain that I'm buying now is tvusupplies.com. So I'm gonna call it TVU Supplies, but in my other website that I have is called Coral Gables Love. So I usually put Coral Gables Love in site name. In your site description, it's like your little, you give a little summary about what your website is. When people hover over your website, that shows up. Your site description will show up there. So, and it'll show up in different sections of your website, depending on what theme you pick. So here, I'm gonna put just TVU Supplies for now because I'm not really sure what my motto is with my new website. Okay, keep moving. Okay, so here you're going to pick your username and your password, and make sure you write this username and password and email in that cheat sheet we downloaded, because this is, you're gonna need this to log in, and we can't forget this information. So, so you can change the username. It doesn't have to be admin. So you can change that, and you have to set up a password, and you, I recommend you make this email an email that you already own. If you have a Gmail account or something that you own, I would put your Gmail email there, so that if you forget your password, you can ask it to send you a new password to your Gmail account. So I would do that. I'm not gonna fill that out myself so that you guys don't know my username and password. And then we don't want to select any plugins. We definitely do not want to dive into the advanced options. And we are not gonna pick a theme. So here in this little box, we're going to put that Gmail email that I was telling you about that you use for your admin username. So put your whatever Gmail account that you own here, and you're going to click install. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can enter my username and my password. But once you click install and you got to the next page, please let me know via chat. Okay, perfect. So Bobby's asking, will we add a theme later? So it already has a default theme. WordPress comes with a default theme, and finding a theme that works for you takes a little bit of time. So I split that into a separate workshop that it comes up in 2 weeks. So that gives you time to add your content, search for your theme and with all the calm and patience that you need. And then we can reconvene and install your theme. And I'll show you how to do that. Okay.
Somebody's asking, how do they get to the install now page?
Let me, what is she looking at right now?
She said her page finally loaded. How do I get to the page where you are to install now?
Okay, give me a second. Okay, so who is asking? Meredith. So did you click on the button that says get started? It says WordPress, install, get started with WordPress. Okay, perfect. Nastasha, you got an error. Where did you get the error? What page are you in? It got in. Okay, wonderful. All right, so you guys installed it. All righty. So Isabel was able to install it. Maria was able to install it. Who else? Bobby was able to install it. Okay, lovely. Maylin was able to install it. Okay, great. Okay, so let me share my screen again. Now that you guys installed it, you want to, again, write in your cheat sheet. You want to write two URLs in your cheat sheet. And one is your domain, the one you bought. So mine was tbusupplies.com. So I write that one. And then the login for the dashboard. So you're going to give your domain, tbusupplies.com, to all of your friends and family to go check out your website. But when you want to go in and log in and add an article, you're going to go into what we call the dashboard. And to get into the dashboard, you have your own URL that's a little different. And it's your domain / WP-admin. So make sure you write that in your sheet so that you don't forget, because that's how you're going to log in. And there really is no other way to get to that page if you forget it. So make sure you write that down. Okay. All right, so we are going to we're going to go to that administrative URL and see if we are able to log in. Gosh, I don't remember my password. Okay, so did you guys, right? I should have put it in my worksheet. Okay, wonderful. Are you, so were you guys, did you go to your domain in a new tab or a new window? You went to your domain / WP-admin, and it should take you to this login page. So are you guys in your login page? Success, I'm in my dashboard. Wonderful. Okay, so make sure you use your username and the password that you wrote down so that you can get into your dashboard. So Bobby, can you tell us what kind of error you're getting? Maybe, sorry, for me to be able to help you, I'm gonna need a screenshot. Can you, are you able to give me a screenshot via private message? Okay, in the meantime, we all logged into their dashboard. Let me log in and I'll meet you guys there in a second. Okay, Bobby, so if you are not able to send me through a private chat that screenshot, if you can please email it to me at, I'm sending you, yeah, I'm sending you my email via chat. Okay, if you can send it to me there, and let me keep moving, and when I get your email, I'll take a look-see and see what's going on. Okay, so all right, you guys, congratulations. You built your website and you have your own WordPress website. So just a little bit so that you know what's going on here in case this is your first time ever using WordPress. Yay! Awesome. So how does WordPress work? So whenever you're going to create an article, you're going to go here. So your navigation is here on the left-hand side, and you're going to use these links to put content on your website. So once you create the blog, you're going to create posts, and that's what's going to publish new articles onto your website. But before we dive into that, let's just quickly make sure that our website is set up properly. And I'll show you guys how to create your navigation, a page, and set up your first blog post. So first, we're going to go to that navigation on the left hand, and we're going to go through these settings real quickly to make sure they're set up properly. So we're going to go to Settings, General. Okay, great, Bobby. I'm going to check for your screenshot in a second. Thank you. Okay, so in the general, what we want to pick is how you want to format your date and time. So you want to pick the first option, and for date and format, both. So make sure that you save those changes. You shouldn't have to change anything. Okay. Writing, you don't have to do anything. Okay. Okay, reading is where you want to make sure you go in there and under settings, reading, you want to say that your homepage displays your latest posts. So that way, when people go to your website, they're going to be seeing all the latest articles that you've written there. And there you can pick how many articles you want them to show at once. You can pick 1, 3, 10, whatever you want. The default is 10, so that's fine. So there's no need to make any changes there. And the final thing we want to double check is the permalinks. And the reason we want to go into the permalinks is because that's how the article links, the links to your article are built. And we want to make sure we pick the one that is the best option for search engine optimization. So you go into settings, permalinks, and we want to pick the option that is post name. So make sure all of you guys went into settings, permalinks, and you selected common settings, post name. And that's it. You click save and you're donesies. Okay, so while you guys do that, and you can tell me in the chat that you completed that, let me check real quick what is the error Bobby is getting.
Bobby's in Bob.
Oh, okay, wonderful. So he was able to get into his dashboard. Okay, wonderful. So Bobby, all you need to go is go to settings, permalinks, and make sure you pick post name, and you're up to date. You're caught up. Okay. Alrighty, so we've done that. Now the next thing we want to do, I'm in because I was on my work computer. Okay, perfect. Completed, all done, sent. Okay, perfect. All right, so we set up our permalinks. Okay, wonderful. So let me share again my screen. Boom. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to go to posts and we want to go to categories. So here we want to pick a couple of categories of the types of articles we're going to write. So let's say you're going to write about fashion. So we're going to add a new category that's about fashion. But if you're a food blogger and you do recipes, then maybe your category could be the type of recipes, or maybe you do recipes and then you also do food styling or food photography. So, you know, just figure out, we're going to do just 2 different categories just to show you how it's set up. So here in the slug, you want to use lowercase, it's what the URL for that category. So we want it to be the exact same thing, but just lowercase. And if it's 2 words, you replace the word by a hyphen. So if it's fashion styling, for example, then the slug is going to be fashion-styling. And we scroll to the bottom and we click add new category. And here you can see it showed up under your categories now. We want to add another one. So I'm just going to add another one that's recipes. And I create the slug called recipes and I click add new category.
Can you have apostrophes, Bob?
You can have it on the name, not in the slug. Which the slug is the link. Okay. All right. So we created these categories. So now we're going to go into pages. So we're going to go back to that menu on the left hand and we're going to look for pages. And we're going to click add new. Okay, so let me know when everyone is in their new page, ready in their new page. Maria is ready. Okay, Meredith is ready. Okay, everyone's ready. Okay, perfect. So in the page, we're going to create our About Me page. So we're going to click on Add Title, and we're just going to start typing About Me. And the way WordPress, the new WordPress works is blocks. So when you want to add something to the page, you click on this little block, and it gives you little options of what you want. You can add a paragraph, you can add an image, you can add a heading. So for SEO, it's recommended that you have headings that it helps to tell Google what your page is about. So I'm gonna put the first heading, it's gonna say about Paola Mendez. And it's default as a paragraph, but if I click on it, all these options pop up. And so you can switch it here from a paragraph to something else, but we want to make it a heading. So the heading is Paola Mendez, and we're gonna type a paragraph here under that. And then here, we're going to add, we press enter. We're gonna click here, we're gonna add an image. So we're gonna upload an image. Let's see what kind of pictures we've got. So I'm just gonna add the flyer for,
Oh, there's a killer about me page.
oh, okay, perfect. The flyer for how to write an amazing About Me page is going to be what we put in our About Me page. Bam. Okay, perfect. So you added a header, you added a paragraph, and you added an image. And so here on the document, if you, on the right-hand side, you see the menus for certain things. So if you click on a section, it'll give you certain options for that section if you are in the block section. But if you go to the document section, now that is the settings for your entire About Me page. So we want to, we're going to publish immediately, but in the future, if you want to write an article and make it go live tomorrow, you would come here, and instead of immediately, you would pick the day and time that you want it to go live. And once you pick a day in the future, it switches from immediately to schedule. So we just want to publish it right now. We want to check the permalink, right? We switched it so that it was the post name. The page is about me, so that's correct. Okay, perfect. So if you want to see what it's going to look like before you publish it, you save it first, and then you click preview, and it automatically opens it up in a new tab so that you can see what the page is going to look like. It's going to look like this. And I'm like, okay, great, publish that. So we published the About Me page. So we want to go back to the dashboard, and we're going to add one more page, which is your Contact Me page. And you're going to put your email. And I mean, you can put whatever you want in your Contact Me page, but you definitely want to have your email. I mean, even, so we're going to publish it. All right, so we are going to go back, and we're going to create 2 sample posts, one for each of our categories. So we're going to go back to our dashboard, and we're going to go on posts, add new. And this one is going to be welcome to TVU Supplies. We are awesome. And I'm going to post another picture in here about another upcoming workshop we have. That's about photo editing. So when you are creating posts, I highly recommend that you use the header feature because it's really going to help you with the search engines and your SEO. So, okay, so the difference between a page and a post is that the posts usually, sometimes when they show up in different themes, they have little thumbnails that show up. So for example, if you go to my blog, coralgablesloaf.com, all of these thumbnails are that are showing up for these articles are what are called the featured image. So whenever you write a blog post, you want to always make sure you add a featured image so that, you know, it shows up like this pretty. So to add a featured image, I got lost. Here you go. You are on your blog post that you're writing, and you have to go to that document tab, and you're going to see a bunch of options here. You're looking for featured image, and here all you have to do is click and upload an image that you want it to be featured there. We're going to put that image as the featured image.
Screen. Are you sharing your screen?
Oh, I'm not showing my screen. Whoopsies. Okay, so let's start again. So this is your blog post. So you want to make sure you're in the document tab here for the settings for your entire document. And you're going to look here for the option for featured image. And here it is. So you click set featured image. And we're going to use this one. And another thing for SEO that I recommend is your alt text. So make sure you always fill out your alt text for all of your images. What is the alt text? The alt text is used for hearing impaired, visually impaired people. It'll read out whatever's in your alt text to tell them what the image is doing or saying in the website. But the search engines also use those to figure out what your article is about. So if, for example, yours is a recipe about how to make a hamburger, you would want to put in your images hamburger recipe and like things that are related to the recipe so that you can help Google know what your page is about. All right, so I'm going to put installing a WordPress theme. And I'm going to set featured image. All right, perfect. So we set the featured image. Now, the only other thing that we have to do is we want to categorize the blog post that we just wrote. And we want to categorize it with one of those categories that we filled out previously. So this one, I'm going to put it under fashion styling. That's pretty much it. So we can save it. I think it looks wonderful. So I'm going to go straight to publishing it without previewing it. Okay, perfect. You can view it after the fact to see how it looks. Here, this theme, for example, is using the featured image to put a big header image in your blog post. Okay, and so we're going to go back and we're going to create one more blog post so it can be in the other category.
Can you change the color background with this theme?
Yes, we're going to try to poke around and customize it a little bit. Let's see if we got a chat. Sorry, I'm behind. This is a new post. Yes, new post. Meredith, wait, who? Meredith says, my website says not secure. So the thing about the SSL is that it needs to get set up in the backend. So I'm gonna ask everyone to give me your URLs and I'm gonna ask Hostgator to install your SSLs. But just in case, if you don't see it popping up on your website by tomorrow, then I would just give a call to customer service and like in 5 minutes, they can set it up for you. But it's like an additional step that needs to get done. But it's amazing. I remember I started doing websites 10 years ago and you had to pay $250 for an SSL certificate and it was a pain to install yourself. And now the hosting companies are doing it for free. All right, so we're gonna create the second blog post. And we're gonna call it meatball recipe. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is a delicious recipe. I'm gonna add a photo. And we're gonna put a different flyer because why not? So we have that, okay. And so we have the content and then we're gonna go back here to the document again, don't forget, and we're going to categorize it as a recipe and we're gonna give it a featured image. Okay, so that's ready. We're gonna publish it. Okay, perfect. Alrighty, so now let's go to our actual website. So we're gonna go to our main website, which is going to be tbusupplies.com. And it's going to be showing our posts. In the homepage, it's showing both of our posts back to back. And the install came with a blog post of its own, a test blog post, and it's called Hello World. So you can go in and delete that one too. If you go to the dashboard and you go to posts, you will be able to check it and delete it if you want. So we want to, so as you can see here, at the very top, it's already starting to create a navigation for you, but it doesn't have the categories of recipe. We want to add all of our recipes to show up if they click on recipes in the navigation. And if they click on fashion, we want all of our fashion articles to show up. So we need to add that to the navigation. And to do that, we're going to click up here at the very top. This only shows up when you're logged in. To your visitors, they don't see this little black bar at the top. So you want to go up here and you want to click Customize. Alrighty, so if you guys can let me know in the chat once you guys are in your Customize.
While you wait, you want to go over again the difference between featured image and a regular one?
Okay, so the featured image is used in your theme different ways. So for example, this theme is using it to put it at the very top of your page. Your featured image is blowing it up and it's putting it at the very tippy top. Versus regular images are within the article. So like for the meatball article, I could use a picture of the final meatball recipe as my featured image. Is going to show up at the very top. And then I can use in the article regular images of the different steps to build that you need to do as you're cooking your meatballs. So that's the difference. Okay. All right, you guys are at Customize. Okay, wonderful. You're welcome, Malaka. Okay, so here is where you guys can poke around and start to make it look more how you like it. So if you don't like the background cream color, you can change it to white. And you're gonna do that all through these sections here. So if you go, we skipped one, but if you go to colors and you don't like that brown, that cream, we can change it to white. And bam, we can see it happen instantly. But just remember, you have to click publish at the top or else your changes are not saved. So we changed it to white. All our website is white now. But we're gonna start with site identity because this is where we can add our logo. So you're in Customize and we're gonna click on the first option that says site identity. And here we're going to select the logo. So here, all you have to do is click select logo. You find your logo in your computer. We're just gonna put this logo. I know that's not our logo, hold on. Here, we're gonna put the Curl Gable. All right, let's just put the Curl Gables logo here for now. This website is crazy. Okay, so we're gonna try this logo. See how it looks on the website. And it's asking for an image that's not square. So it's gonna cut off our image a little bit. So if your logo is a circle like this, you're going to want to go and give it a little bit more room so that it can crop it. But we don't have time for that, so I'm just going to let it crop our logo. Oh my gosh, that looks okay. Okay, so our logo is showing up at the top there of the website. You can go in here and take the logo off. You can change the logo. So we're gonna go back, and it has some theme options, but first let's get that menu, which is one of the most important things with your website, is figuring out the right menu. So we're gonna go to customize menus, and we are going to create a new menu. And we're gonna call it main menu. And it's asking you where you want this menu to appear. So we're gonna tell it when you're using a computer, we want it to show up. And when you're using a web device, mobile device, we want it to show up. So we're going to pick those two options, and we're going to click next. Okay, and we're going to start adding stuff to it. So we have to click add items, and it automatically has your home page, your contact me, and your about me, which is great, but we don't want the sample page. So we're going to click on the sample page, and oh, never mind, sorry. It's the other way around. We do want to, it changed a little bit since last time I did this. Okay, so we want a home page, so we want to click on it, and as you click on the pages, it's adding them to the menu on the left-hand side. So we want the home page, we want the contact me page, and we want the about me page. Perfect. Now, if you want the navigation to show you all the articles that you wrote under recipes, you go down here to categories, and you add recipes, and you can add fashion styling so that they show up on your menu. And if you, for example, don't want it to say fashion styling, you only want to say fashion, you just click on the menu item on your left-hand side there, and you change it. It just says fashion. And that's it. So, all right, so that's our menu. So we're going to click publish. And let's get out of here, see if our menu has been updated. Yep, there we go. At the tippy top, we have home, contact me, about me, recipes, and fashion. And if we click on recipes, it should take us to all of the articles that we have written about recipes, which is only our meatball article so far. So next time I do this tutorial, I need to get like matching images ready. Okay, and you have your about me page, and you have your contact me page, and that's it. I mean, you have your website ready to go. You can poke around in this customize menu so that you can change certain things. You can change the colors and stuff like that. But this is pretty much the theme that comes default when you install WordPress. And I think it's great if you need to start publishing content, I mean, these images don't make much sense, but it's a beautiful website. So what are your next steps in creating your website? Do you guys have any questions first?
There's a question about theme.
Okay. Okay, so So yes, Laka is asking if you want to purchase a theme, can you do that? Yes. So I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, about purchasing premium themes so that you can customize your website to match your branding a little better. And themes also add functionality to your website. So if you want additional features, you can do that. What else they asked? Is there a way to have 2 sections under one category? Yes, you can. So that's a good question. So if we go back to the dashboard and you go back to the categories.
You have to share your screen.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so if we go back to the dashboard and we go under posts categories, then we can add a new category. And this one is going to be desserts. And parent category is where we are able to add it under another one. So we want to add it under recipes. And we click add category. So now if we create a new post that's called banana split recipe, and we publish it, first we have to categorize it as a dessert. And then we want to make sure it has its photo as always. Okay. And we publish it. Okay, so now if you go back to your website and you go under recipes, I should have been showing this. Okay, I maybe have to do it in the customize. You go back to your menus, you go to your main menu, and here you want to add items.
How you got to that menu?
Here?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
But from the beginning.
Sure. Okay, so you're on your website. Yeah. So you have to actually go to your website. So just any page on your website, as you're logged in, you have to be logged in. And this black bar at the top, it says customize. You click on customize. And here you look for menus.
So you can't reach that menu through the dashboard?
Yes, you can, but you can also. But this is more visual, I think, but I'll show you that one as well. So here you want to add items and you want to add desserts. So we're going to add desserts once, and then we can just drop it right under recipes. And let's publish it and see if that worked. And there, once you hover on recipes, you get more options. And if you add more types of recipes, they should all start showing up underneath here. You just have to nest them in your navigation. And if you want to get to the customize menu through your dashboard, you can also do that. If you go to your dashboard, on the left-hand side navigation, you go to appearance and you go to menus. And that's the same thing. Okay. So how's everyone doing? Everyone was able to create their pages. Vanessa asked, what's the difference between a post and a page? So a page is something that you're going to be visiting regularly, and it doesn't change very often. So your About Me page, your Contact Me page, your privacy policy are all going to be pages. Now, if you want to create articles that you can categorize and, you know, they're not a main feature of your website, they're just part of a larger group, then those are going to be posts. So, you know, all your recipes, all of your fitness articles, all of your restaurants to visit, all of your outfit of the day articles, those are all going to be posts. Okay, you're welcome, Anisha. Okay, so that's, so you guys built your website, you have your navigation, you have your first post. I am so proud of you guys. Everyone give yourself a round of applause. That was tricky, but you guys got it done. So that's amazing. So let me just show you what could be your next step. So right now you are set to go. You can just start writing your content, start customizing it, the colors to make it more match your whatever you want it to look like, and you have your website. You're ready to go. But what else can you do? Oh, I had this nice slide for you guys. Okay, you did it. All right. So the next step for you guys is to really finalize the main pages of your website. So really write a kick-ass about me page, because it's one of your #1 visited pages on your website, because people want to know who is behind your website, who is doing all this writing, what this website is all about, and that's where they're going to go to find out about that. So you want to make sure you write a really nice about me page. We are actually having another webinar with an excellent writer and educator called Leah Cerotti, and she's going to be walking you guys through writing a kick-ass about me page. If you guys would like to sign up for that, I think it's happening in 2 weeks. So we have that going on. And I think I have the link. If you go to thebloggerunion.com/WordPress again, you can have the link to register for that workshop.
I didn't see it. I was looking for it so I can put the link in the chat.
It's this one right here under About Me page. It's this yellow box.
Oh, okay.
Got it?
I'm
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. All right. The other thing that you can do is go and look for a premium theme that matches your branding a little better. So there's all of these websites that sell WordPress themes, and you can buy a theme, and I'm actually going to do another webinar in a couple of weeks on showing you how to install a WordPress theme that you purchased. So if you go here to thebloggerunion.com/WordPress and you scroll to the bottom, these are the 2 places that I recommend where to purchase a theme. My #1 option is always Theme Forest. So if you guys go there and you click on Theme Forest, I can show you a little bit about how to find a theme that works for you guys. So that link takes you straight to WordPress themes. So there's certain things that you want to look for when you're looking for a theme. So let me show you guys real quick. Oh, thank you guys. Okay. So we're here in the WordPress, and these are all themes, but what's cool about these themes is that they have a ton of different options that you can pick from, and you only have to buy this one theme and it has all of these options that you can pick. So just, it's hard kind of to tell from their little thumbnail images, but you can kind of see what it is that they're offering. But for the our members, this is a style that I know a lot of members like. So when I'm walking you guys through installing a WordPress theme, it will most likely be this one. So when you're looking for a theme, there's certain things you want to look for. You want to make sure it has very high ratings. So this theme, for example, has 5 stars. And It has 15 ratings. It's pretty good. It's been purchased over 1,000 times. You want to make sure a lot of people have used this theme. So just from the look-see, it looks like a good contender. But there's themes for all kinds of things. So if you're a travel blogger, or you're a chef and you want to do recipes, or you're a health trainer and you're looking for, you should just browse all the themes to see if one matches what you're trying to look and has those features that you're trying to add to your website. So what I like about this one is that you can preview. What I like about purchasing themes through ThemeForest is that they really let you preview the websites. If you do it through certain other avenues, it's really hard to preview the website because, for example, Etsy sells themes, but it's hard to preview them, and it really is hard to get an idea of what the website's going to look from just screenshots. So here, I love it. You click live preview, it takes you to the actual demo website. And you can see here that it has several options. So if you buy this one theme, it comes with all of these options. So if you like how any of these look like, then this would be a theme for you. They have the foodie, they have the classic, they have the lifestyle, whatever. Let's click on this classic to see what it looks like. So this is what the classic theme looks like. It's gorgeous. It has a slider here at the top where you can put featured articles. It has little banner images here that you can click on if you want to highlight certain things. This is one of the categories. This is the Instagram account. This is your contact me page. It has a subscription box. This sidebar looks really nice. I like that. So you have to look for those things, because if you don't like those things, they are going to be there. So just make sure that you like the things that are there. So here you want to go into an actual article to see what the articles also look like. And so here is you're inside the blog post, and it looks nice. It has this sidebar here, and at the bottom they have recommended reading, which is great for SEO. You want people to go from one article to the next. And this is what the comments look like. So that's pretty much what this theme is looking like. Now, there's a few other things that we want to look for before we go like, yes, we definitely want to do this. So if you want to add e-commerce to your website, you want to make sure it's compatible with WooCommerce, because that's the plugin for e-commerce for WordPress. So you want to look for that. And then the #1 deal breaker is you have to make sure it says layout responsive. If it doesn't say layout responsive, then run for the hills. That is not a theme that you want, because if it's not responsive, it means it doesn't adjust to the size of your screen. So they didn't design it for the desktop and your phone and your tablet. So not only will your visitors have a terrible experience, Google is going to dock you points, and it demotes your website if it's not responsive. So so far this theme checks all of the boxes that we're looking for. So that's pretty much it. The other thing you want to look for is the last time they updated the theme. Do you want to make sure that it's a theme that was updated recently, because you don't want to buy a theme that was updated 5 years ago, because it's probably going to be outdated and they're probably, you know, not top of mind servicing their customers with questions and stuff. But it looks like this company is on top of it, and they have really beautiful themes. So this would be one of my top contenders, just from taking a quick look-see at ThemeForest. So that's how you pick a theme that you like, but you can also always check out Etsy as well. And that's it. Now all you have to do is publish your content and spruce up your About Me page and your Contact Me page, and you're set to go. Congratulations on having your WordPress website live. Okay, so we have a few questions. So Paola is asking, should we leave the subscribe button if I'm not planning to send a newsletter yet? And my answer is definitely leave your subscription button. You definitely want to start collecting emails, even if you don't know what to email them about yet. You don't want to miss the opportunity of collecting an email. It's the best way to reach people, because you don't own social media. If they change the algorithm or whatever, you're not able to reach your followers anymore. But your newsletter, you're able to always reach it, because just like your website, you actually own your newsletter. So definitely leave it. Okay. Meredith, you're welcome. I am so glad that you took the website and you have your website up and running. Yay, yay, yay. Malaka is asking, question about logos. Do you have one, and should you create one, or you should use a photo? So I definitely recommend you create a logo for your website. I know at the beginning, you just purchased hosting, you're about to maybe purchase a theme. So you don't want to start spending too much money on your website. So if you can find some cheap service that creates a logo for you, that would be great. If you're a more experienced influencer who's been around for years and you really want to take your branding to the next level, I definitely recommend you invest in a graphic designer creating a logo for you. But those can be quite pricey. So definitely create a logo, and not a photo. I wouldn't recommend a photo because you use the logo for so many things. And actually, I should let the graphic designer answer this question. Do you want to answer that question?
Yes. Definitely don't use a photo, because usually when you upload your logo, it's being used in a very small area. So if you upload a photo, it's just being wasted. But I wouldn't, you should definitely have a logo if you plan on taking it seriously, but at the beginning, don't let that stop you. Go ahead and work on getting your content out, and then once you see how it's going, if you want to keep with it, and that would be the next step if you want to invest in a logo.
That's great advice. Thank you. All right, let's see what other questions we have. How did you add the subscription button? So the subscription button is usually a plugin. So you can go to add a plugin to your site. I'll show you guys really quick, but I would put off putting plugins. I would become more comfortable with the platform of WordPress, just where your pages and your posts and your navigation. Just get really comfortable with that before adding plugins, because sorry, that water went the wrong way. Because you don't want to throw another wrench in the game before you figure your blog out. But here, let me show you. Oh my God, it made me cry. All right, here, if you go to your dashboard, and then on the left-hand navigation, you'll see plugins, and you click there, and you click add new, and you can search for plugins for all kinds of different features. But again, I would hold off until you're very comfortable with WordPress. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. So, domain, are they always lowercase letters on Hostgator? So, yes, your domain really should always be lowercase letters. I mean, if you buy a domain, you can type it in different cases. But whenever you do a URL or anything, just keep everything lowercase, because you don't want to confuse your users that are coming to your website. Oh my God. All right, I think I'm finally getting through this. Okay. So yeah, Chris, I don't recommend having uppercase letters in your domain when you're typing it out, but you bought the domain. You can use upper and lowercase, mix them up, whatever you want. But definitely try to always use lowercase. Andrea is asking, if we purchase our URL through Hostgator, does that mean we will not have access to the premium themes available on WordPress? Like, no, that's two completely different things. You bought the domain, that's the web address of your website. So coralgableslove.com, that's the domain. And then whatever you put inside there is a completely different story. You can still purchase premium themes for your WordPress website. And if you do decide to purchase one, I'm going to show you an example of how to install one on your WordPress in a couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that. Okay, let's see. Last question. When I send my website via text, an image of Hostgator is next to it. Is there a way to get rid of that image? Yes, that is, yes, you can. And that's under the Customize menu. So I will show you real quick, but you need to first create, you need to,
image first, right?
yeah. You need to create what is called a favicon. So let's go to a page. Okay, Meredith, so here we go. She's talking about this little image that shows up when you go to the website, and when it's texting the website, it's also using that image. So you want to get rid of that. Like I did. Here you can see the Coral Gables Love logo on my website. So all you have to do is go back to the Customize website option, and you have this little menu. And under Site Identity, you want to upload an image that's a square, and in here under Site Icon. And that's how you change that image. So we're going to change it to Coral Gables Love again. Okay, so it's going to change it to that, and I say, yes, I like it. So I publish that change, and that's how you change what they're calling the site icon, and people also refer to as your favicon. Awesome, guys. Well, congratulations. I'm so excited that you guys were able to publish your websites with WordPress. And I am looking forward to reading all of your blogs. So if you guys could just, last thing, type all of your domains in there so I can go and check out what you guys did. I would love to go see what you guys did. Oh, I'm so glad you guys learned so much. Okay, polosjourney.com. Wonderful. The Belton Bond. Okay, wonderful. Also, don't forget, if by tomorrow you guys are not seeing that little lock show up in the SSL, call Hostgator, pull out that cheat sheet we filled out where it has your username and your security PIN code, because they're going to ask for that, and tell them that you just got an account and that it said you were going to get free SSL, and that you don't see the little lock showing up, and if they could please install it for you. Okay, great, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this workshop. We have a ton of other workshops coming up, being taught by amazing, talented people. Our very next one that is coming up is on Monday, May 4th. The talented Claudia Camargo from the blog Miles and Smiles is going to be teaching us how to edit photos for Instagram. So, so stay tuned for that. We're also having an intellectual property attorney talk about what is a trademark versus a copyright, and how to protect your brand and your images and licensing images. We're also going to be having someone talk about dealing with writer's block. So there's a bunch of cool stuff coming up. So make sure you sign up at thebloggerunion.com so you get notifications for all of these cool workshops. Okay, awesome, Chris. Well, congratulations on all of your websites. I'm going to check them all out right now. And have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you at the next one.